Did you know there's a bomb so powerful that even without being nuclear, it can vaporize entire targets with a blast comparable to a small atomic warhead? Over the decades, the United States has developed an arsenal so advanced and so devastating that some of these weapons could literally wipe cities off the map. And here's the crazy part, in just a matter of seconds. But these aren't just machines of war. They carry a legacy of extreme engineering, strategic deterrence, and geopolitical decisions that have shaped the course of history. Each one marks a leap in technology, a combination of raw power, surgical precision, and sheer brutality that few nations have ever dared to replicate. Now ask yourself, do you really have any idea what kind of weapons the world's most powerful military has hidden away? In today's video, we're diving into 7 weapons the United States could use to obliterate practically anything in seconds. And trust me, the final one on this list is so powerful and precise, it sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie. But it's terrifyingly real. Get ready, because from this moment on, you're stepping into the most extreme side of modern military technology. GBU-43B, nicknamed the mother of all bombs, the GBU-43B, or simply Moab, is one of the most powerful non-nuclear bombs ever developed by the US military. First dropped in 2003, this beast was designed to unleash massive destruction without crossing into nuclear territory. Built by the Air Force Research Laboratory, the Moab was created to devastate large area targets like tunnel networks, cave systems, and fortified enemy positions, especially in the rugged terrains of the Middle East. Here's the jaw-dropper. This bomb weighs over 10 tons. That's more than 22,000 pounds of pure destruction. It's typically dropped from an NC-130 aircraft and guided to its target not by propulsion, but by GPS and aerodynamic fins, hitting with pinpoint accuracy. Its warhead is packed with H6 explosives, a lethal blend of RDX, TNT, and powdered aluminum, making it capable of generating a blast equivalent to more than 11 tons of TNT. The effect? Brutal. The shockwave alone can level buildings and trees within hundreds of meters. The explosion itself resembles a small tactical nuke, complete with a thunderous boom and a towering dust cloud that swallows everything in sight, like an invisible giant sweeping the earth. The Moab was first used in combat in April 2017, when it was dropped on an ISIS tunnel network in Afghanistan. The result? Entire underground complexes were vaporized, with over 90 enemy fighters eliminated in seconds. Although it's rarely deployed, the Moab has become a symbol of military intimidation, proving the US can deliver massive firepower, even without going nuclear. And get this, each Moab costs about $16 million and is handcrafted, one unit at a time. Only a few exist, and each one is treated like a strategic artifact. Impressed? You should be. But hold tight, the next weapon combines stealth with global strike capability. A true legend of the skies, redefining what it means to be an invisible bomber. B-2 Spirit. Futuristic in appearance, silent like a predator, and nearly invisible to radar. The B-2 Spirit isn't just a bomber. It's a legend of modern warfare and one of the most secretive and expensive military projects the US has ever developed. Built by Northrop Grumman, the B-2 was born in the Cold War era, designed with a clear mission: penetrate enemy airspace undetected and deliver nuclear payloads with surgical precision. And even today, it still does exactly that, with chilling effectiveness. This long-range stealth bomber features a flying wing design, eliminating vertical surfaces and dramatically reducing radar visibility. Even today's cutting-edge air defense systems struggle to track it. It has a wingspan of 172 feet, weighs over 160,000 pounds when empty, and is powered by 4 General Electric F-118 engines, cruising at about 620 miles per hour. Its range exceeds 7,500 miles, and it can be refueled mid-air for global reach. What makes it truly terrifying is its payload. The B-2 can carry up to 40,000 pounds of bombs, from GPS-guided conventional ordnance to B-61 and B-83 nuclear warheads. In simple terms, it can take out high-value targets anywhere on Earth without ever being seen. The B-2 has seen action in Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan, and other modern conflicts. It can launch from U.S. soil, bomb targets across the globe, and return home without landing anywhere else. And the sound? Almost non-existent at high altitudes. People who've seen it in flight describe it as surreal. A black wing-shaped aircraft gliding silently, vanishing into the sky like a ghost. It's also one of the most expensive aircraft ever built. Each B-2 costs over $2 billion, not counting the extremely high maintenance costs. Only 20 are operational, each considered a national strategic asset. Here's something most people don't know. Each B-2 flight requires a specialized hangar with controlled temperature and humidity, and its stealth coating has to be meticulously maintained. Even a small scratch can compromise its invisibility. If the Moab impresses with brute force, the B-2 Spirit stuns with stealth, elegance, and the ability to strike without ever being noticed. Think that's next level? Wait until you see the next weapon. A floating fortress that carries dozens of aircraft and projects raw power across the globe. USS Gerald R. Ford. The USS Gerald R. Ford CVN-78 isn't just a warship, it's the largest and most advanced aircraft carrier ever built. A floating city of war, packed with next-gen technology capable of shifting the balance of an entire conflict just by showing up. Launched in 2013 and officially commissioned in 2017, this naval behemoth was built by Huntington Ingalls Industries as the first in a new generation of supercarriers. Designed to eventually replace the iconic Nimitz-class carriers, at over 1,090 feet long and displacing more than 100,000 tons, the USS Gerald R. Ford is powered by two A-1B nuclear reactors, giving it effectively unlimited range and the ability to operate for over 20 years without refueling. Its offensive power? Insane. It can launch and recover over 70 aircraft, including F-35 Lightning IIs, F/A-18 Super Hornets, MH-60R helicopters, and even advanced drones. And thanks to its new infrastructure, it can launch aircraft every 45 seconds. One of the key upgrades is the ENALS, Electromagnetic Aircraft Launch System, replacing steam catapults with faster, smoother, and more reliable electromagnetic tech. This allows heavier planes to launch more frequently with less mechanical wear. The ship also boasts state-of-the-art defensive systems, including anti-air missiles, rapid-fire cannons, and electronic warfare capabilities. Its armor and internal compartment design make it highly resistant to enemy attacks, while automation has significantly reduced the required crew. Visually, it's overwhelming. Imagine standing on the shoreline and seeing this massive silhouette rising on the horizon, jets roaring off the deck, helicopters buzzing the skies. It's like an entire air force stationed at sea. In real-world terms, the Gerald R. Ford allows the U.S. to project instant military power anywhere in the world. Just park it near a conflict zone, and it becomes the epicenter of an air assault. Here's a wild stat. The total project cost? Over $13 billion, making it the most expensive ship ever built. Very few nations on Earth could even afford to operate something on this scale. If you're enjoying this deep dive into the world's most powerful weapons, hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell, because what's coming next will blow your mind even more. The next weapon isn't a ship or a bomber. It's something that lurks beneath the surface, carrying enough firepower to erase cities without ever being seen. Ohio-class submarine. Silent, deadly, and invisible beneath the ocean's surface, the Ohio-class submarine, in its SSBN variant, is one of the most feared military platforms ever built by the United States. Strategists refer to it as the second strike, the ultimate assurance that, even after a nuclear attack, the U.S. can still retaliate with full force. Designed by the Electric Boat Division of General Dynamics, the first Ohio-class submarine entered service in 1981. Since then, these giants have become the backbone of America's nuclear deterrent at sea. At 560 feet long and weighing over 18,000 tons submerged, Each of these submarines can spend months underwater, operating in complete silence. Its nuclear propulsion system gives it unlimited range, limited only by how much food is on board for the crew. But what makes the Ohio class so lethal is what it carries: 20 Trident II D5 nuclear missiles, each with a range of over 7,500 miles. And here's where it gets intense. Each missile can carry up to 8 independently targetable nuclear warheads, meaning a single submarine can unleash over 160 nuclear warheads in minutes. The missiles launch vertically, even while submerged, and then travel through the atmosphere with pinpoint precision, guided by advanced inertial and satellite navigation systems. In person, these subs are massive and almost alien-looking. Those who've seen one describe it as a sleeping monster, gliding through the deep with apocalyptic power. Its dark, smooth hull reflects almost no light, and its underwater movement is nearly undetectable. In real-world operations, these subs never reveal their location. They embark on classified missions lasting up to 90 days, with the crew rotating between tight shifts of vigilance and rest. The goal? Stay invisible until it's time to strike. Culturally, they've become symbols of Cold War tension and have been featured in movies like The Hunt for Red October and Crimson Tide. But the reality is far more terrifying than fiction. And here's a little-known fact. To avoid mental fatigue, the crew receives constant psychological support, and communication with the outside world is tightly controlled. These sailors are literally tasked with maintaining global nuclear balance. Extreme, without a doubt. But the next weapon is what these subs carry inside them. A missile so advanced, it travels faster than Mach 20, capable of hitting targets across the planet in minutes. Trident II. Built to be the fist of America's sea-based nuclear force, the Trident II D5 is an intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, launched from submarines. And it redefines what we mean by strategic destruction. Developed by Lockheed Martin Space Systems, the Trident II has been in service since 1989 and remains a cornerstone of U.S. nuclear capability, constantly upgraded with the latest guidance systems and warhead tech. It measures over 44 feet long, weighs around 130,000 pounds, and is launched vertically from the Ohio-class subs. Once it breaks the surface, it fires through 3 stages of solid fuel propulsion, reaching speeds of over 15,000 miles per hour. That's over 20 times the speed of sound. It uses an ultra-precise inertial guidance system, backed by satellite tracking and mid-flight corrections. Its range? Up to 7,500 miles, meaning it can strike anywhere on Earth from any ocean. But here's what really makes the Trident II terrifying. It can carry up to 12 MVERBs, multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles, each with a customizable nuclear yield ranging from 100 to 350 kilotons. These warheads split off mid-flight and hit different targets with surgical accuracy. Launches are almost silent. The missile bursts from the water inside a vapor cloud, vanishes into the sky, and minutes later, impact. The devastation is nothing short of apocalyptic. In practical terms, the Trident II ensures guaranteed retaliation. It's not a weapon meant to be used. It's a weapon meant to exist. Its mere presence deters adversaries from ever considering a nuclear strike. Here's something most people never hear. Trident II has a tested accuracy rate above 98%, which is staggering for an ICBM. It's so precise that military strategists trust it to strike hardened underground bunkers from oceans away. And if you're into rare, powerful, or downright mind-blowing weapons, drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell, because what's coming next will take it to another level. We're heading from the deep ocean to the skies, but this time to a weapon that sits underground, always ready to launch with just the push of a button. Minuteman III. Picture this. A missile buried beneath tons of concrete, sitting silently in a fortified underground silo, ready to launch at a moment's notice. That's the Minuteman III, one of the most enduring pillars of America's land-based nuclear triad, and one of the most reliable ICBMs ever built. Manufactured by Boeing, the Minuteman III entered service in 1973. and nearly 50 years later, it's still operational, kept relevant through constant upgrades to its electronics, targeting systems, and warheads. It stands over 56 feet tall, weighs over 79,000 pounds, and has a range of more than 8,000 miles. It's powered by 3 stages of solid rocket fuel, which makes it capable of launching within seconds after receiving a command. It can carry up to 3 MIRV nuclear warheads, each one able to destroy an entire city. Like the Trident II, these warheads separate mid-flight and strike different targets individually. What makes the Minuteman III especially terrifying is its constant readiness. These missiles are always on high alert, 24/7, spread across hidden silos throughout the US. And everything, from launch protocols to guidance, can be remotely controlled in real time. Visually, its launch is a spectacle of fire and thunder. The silo door bursts open, and the missile rockets upward with a roaring flame trail, disappearing in seconds. And within minutes, it's flying over the ocean toward its target. Beyond its destructive capability, the Minuteman III is a psychological weapon. It serves as a constant warning to America's enemies. Any attack will be met with swift, overwhelming force. And here's a bizarre fact. Even today, the Minuteman III still uses 8-inch floppy disks in its command systems. Why? Because offline tech is unhackable, an intentional choice for maximum cybersecurity. Already impressed? Take a deep breath. Because the next weapon is so precise, so adjustable, and so modern that it's considered the perfect option for surgical nuclear strikes. A bomb that fits inside stealth jets and can change its yield depending on the mission. Welcome to the next generation of controlled nuclear warfare. B-6112. It's not the biggest, it's not the loudest, and at first glance, it might not even look threatening. But make no mistake, the B-6112 is the most accurate and versatile nuclear bomb the US has ever built, and possibly the world. Developed by Los Alamos National Laboratory and produced by Sandia National Laboratories, the B-6112 is part of a nuclear lineage dating back to the 1960s. But this version, it's a complete technological overhaul, aimed at precision, adaptability, and stealth delivery. It weighs around 1,100 pounds and measures about 12 feet long. But its true power lies in its adjustable yield, from as low as 0.3 kilotons to as high as 50 kilotons. And all of that can be programmed before release. That means military commanders can choose exactly how much destruction to unleash, from a precise strike on a tactical target to full-on annihilation of a fortified facility. And it gets even more advanced. The B-6112 has GPS guidance and aerodynamic tail fins, giving it an accuracy of within 50 feet, almost unheard of for a nuclear bomb. It can even destroy underground bunkers without a direct hit. It can be carried by aircraft like the F-35 Lightning II, the F-15E Strike Eagle, and even the B-2 Spirit we covered earlier. That makes it incredibly flexible, whether used in tactical missions or full-scale strategic operations. Visually, the bomb is clean, sleek, and unassuming, but the impact, devastating. When it detonates, you get the classic mushroom cloud, along with thermal, seismic, and electromagnetic shockwaves, all with surgical precision. In practical terms, the B-6112 changes how nuclear weapons can be used. Unlike traditional ICBMs, this bomb allows for limited, highly targeted nuclear strikes, and that's what makes it even more dangerous. It lowers the barrier between conventional and nuclear warfare. And here's something wild. The B-6112 has already been successfully tested in live flight scenarios, including stealth launches from F-35s that penetrated simulated air defenses completely undetected. It's the future of warfare, in a package that looks small, but holds the power to reshape entire regions in seconds. Today, we explored weapons that are rare, strategic, lethal, and even futuristic, all designed with one goal: to ensure that the United States can destroy any target, anywhere on Earth, in seconds. From the brute force of the Moab to the ghostly precision of the B-2 Spirit, the floating might of the USS Gerald R. Ford, and the controlled fury of the B-6112, these aren't just tools of war. They're symbols of technological dominance, geopolitical power, and military readiness. They're not just weapons, they're strategic instruments in a global chess game where every piece matters. They're part of history, and in many cases, they've shaped it. Now it's your turn. Which of these weapons impressed you the most? Which one would you want to see up close or learn more about? If you're into this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications, and stick around, because every week we bring you the most powerful, fascinating, and mind-blowing weapons the world has ever seen. See you in the next video.